Do you have absolute certainty on how you go from hello to yes on what you're looking for? I watch people get stuck in Frozen, and that breaks my heart. I was once stuck in Frozen too. Greatest superpower in the world that is attainable for you is the ability to influence people.
In and out, but I'm feeling you. I am stuck inside. I'm going to probably get snow people to go ahead and plow through. I am not going to shovel like I did the last time. Let me see. That's beautiful, Sean. It looks so gorgeous.
Nice. 2 feet going on out there. Awesome. So happy
You promised you would do the snow angel. And go
Did you do the snow angel?
I would not misrepresent. I did not the snow angel by tomorrow, or at least a picture or something. So I will do the snow angel later today. I have to get out there. It's been like nonstop action about Lorelei. Today we will deliver snow angels. But Vivian, we got some amazing people. Let's get to those fine folks.
Can you adjust the phone a little bit so we can see more of your head? You're almost complete. That's perfect. Thank you. We have from Huntington, Long Island, we have Steve Greenspan, founder of Poison Ivy Removal and Bamboo Removal Services, the nation's leading certified organic services, specializing in the safe and chemical removal of all the hazardous to the touch weeds like poison ivy, oak, and sumac. I don't even know what that is, or any other weeds, and that you may have lurking in your own property and you don't even know. So welcome, Steve Greenspan.
Holy entrepreneurship, Steve. Awesomeness. How are you?
Everybody, and participate.
Yeah, thank you. And what's your fun fact for today?
My fun fact for today is I used to be at one time Howard Stern's paperboy.
Get the heck out of here. How is Howard Stern as a tipper for your paperboyness?
It's funny you should ask, because I have a story about that very incident.
To tell.
By the way, that was not a setup. I did not know that, but we just ask like fun questions here, please.
So I grew up in Roosevelt, which is where Howard Stern hails from as well. And we went to the same high school and the same synagogue. Wow. So I became, luck of the draw, I became his paperboy just because they gave me the route. And back in the day when papers were being delivered, they were delivered individually by the guy riding his bicycle, not having mommy drive the car past you, throw the paper out the window.
Mm-hmm.
So I made sure every week to put the paper in between the storm door and the front door, because that's where they wanted it. It would keep it dry, and they wouldn't have to go outside to get it if the weather was inclement. So I'd walk up he lived in a high ranch, and I'd walk up 5 or 6 stairs, and there was the glass door, storm door, and the inside door was left open. And I would knock, pound on the door, the aluminum would rattle, and his father would be sitting upstairs, bullseye view of the glass door, at the dinner table eating, and he would lean back on his chair. "Who is it?" And I go, "It's Greenspan, the paper boy, collect." And his father would then say, "Close the door." Right in my face, boom. And like, I'm standing there like, what? I knock again and no one answers. Like, now they're not home, right? I mean, this is like, so back in the day, newspaper only cost 5 cents a day. I was delivering either the Long Island Press or Newsday, either one was a nickel. So at the end of 5 days, they owed me 25 cents. So I took out my little green ledger book and I wrote in there, Stern, 25 cents. And I'd walk away, and I left the paper stuck in the door. The following week I'd come, collect again. And this time they'd pay, but instead of giving me a nickel tip for 2 weeks, they gave me a nickel tip for 1 week. So he gave me 55 cents instead of technically the 60 cents that I was entitled to.
Amazing. Well, Howard certainly has spoken extensively about some of the dynamics with his dad. I think God rest his soul. So yes, I'm sorry for your being ripped off for your tip. But obviously, like, entrepreneurship has worked out well for you. So it seems like things are going well, Steve.
Yes, they are. They are. Can't complain.
Well, I guess I should share my fun fact on Howard Stern then.
Please, Vivian.
I once took a lie detector test to prove I had the hots for Howard Stern when I was the host of the nationally syndicated television show called Moral Court, where TMZ's Harvey Levin trained me to become that reporter. And did you guys think I passed it?
I think I would not want to tell because I know the answer.
So,
You think, Steve?
you guys
Steve,
think I
Steve,
passed
you
the
think
lie detector test? Come on, give me
Yes.
some nods, people.
Yeah,
Yes?
yeah, of
Come on,
course.
some yeses.
It'd be much more fun if you didn't.
I did. I passed it.
Well, did you or did you not have the hots for Howard Stern?
Well, I didn't know I had the hots for Howard Stern until I took the exam.
That is
I'm like, okay, I guess I do.
amazing. So we got Steve, we got Vivian with the hots for Howard Stern as a fun fact, and who do we have?
Well, by the water and in a loft from Perth Amboy, New Jersey, we have Faye D. Soliman.
Hey,
He went from Penn State with a BS in organizational leadership to financial planner for over 23 years. He worked with Morgan Stanley, UBS, and Ameriprise, and today he's president and CEO at New Age Capital and Credit. And as a funding specialist, he helps businesses with funding, credit, repair, and improvement. So welcome, Faye D. Soliman.
thank you.
And is it Faye? How do you pronounce your first name?
Fady, yeah, Fady.
Fady, I want to say that correctly.
That's gonna be my
Fady.
fun fact, actually.
Yes, so please, what's your fun fact?
So my fun fact is actually the meaning of my name. So my mother, I come from an Egyptian background. I was born in Egypt, actually. I came here when I was 5 years old. And my mother was very religious Christian. And Fady is another way of saying Jesus. It's like the savior, the redeemer.
Oh.
Who sacrifices himself for others. So
That's so beautiful and
Is
poetic.
that how you're showing up in the world, Fady?
I do try to show up like that in the world, absolutely. I try
You
to
be
do what's right.
saving, Fady. Who you be saving? I want to
Who
know.
am I saving? Myself.
Fady, Perth Amboy, on the water. There's like a Rodizio.
Oh, yes. That's what we're known for right here.
Armory? Is it the Armory?
I'm like a minute away from the Armory. That's like my favorite go-to spot.
Yes. So, fun fact, for you fine folks. So the genesis of my learning of these types of things of money, time, and magic was that I got my dream job out of law school. I couldn't believe it. I was the first person with a direct family line to go to college. I had no money, $100,000 in debt, zero relationship capital. And I got this job at a law firm. I hoped to play professional baseball. I am blind and my vision was deteriorating my senior year at Columbia. When I was captain, I was like, okay, I could get this job. I get my dream job. And our first lunch was at the Armory in Perth Amboy. And I remember that so well. And I quit 5 months later because I realized that nobody was coming to rescue me. There was no way that I was going to learn the things I needed to learn there because they wanted somebody to be in a library all day long. And I saw that the people who created the life they wanted were the people who created relationships and developed and accelerated them. So jumped off a cliff, quit my job. Whenever I think of the Armory, I think of that first job. So thank you for that beautiful access on this snowy day today. Fady, thank you.
Hey, no worries. Thank you.
Awesome. Vivian, we got some judges for Fady and
In from Springfield, New Jersey, we have David Steiner in the house.
My video's not working. My like the video doesn't work, but I'm here.
We see you.
David is here. He's not on video, but David is here, Vivian.
He is here.
I'm
He's a
ready.
tax advisor at Zebulon Tax Advisory. Not only does he provide services to business owners, execs, and individuals, but he's one of a select group of advisors the AARP has authorized to assist the elderly with complex tax and estate issues. And he's a professor at local colleges. Welcome, David Steiner.
David, thank you for being here, brother. Where do
Thanks
you
for having me.
where do you do some professoring?
At Keene College, Rutgers College, and 2 county colleges.
Awesome, man. Well, thanks for doing that. Great work for the great state of New Jersey. And David, in the space of, let's go your fun fact first, please.
I didn't really know I was going to planning one. So one of my favorite fun facts, since we're all from New Jersey and New York, is that no, of all 50 states, none of the states have the letter Q in them, even though New York and New Jersey have a J, a W, and a Y. So there we go.
That is a beautiful fun fact that I don't think has ever been presented here before. So outstanding job, David. And here's a fun fact. So we talk about the superpower of influence and unlocking it here on the Real Raw. I had the unique privilege of I own Calgary Law, 125 person law firm, have had the, a lot of other things that the world of integrous influence and understanding its science has brought to my life. And then the question though becomes like, what do you do with it? So when you have the superpower of influence, what do you do with it? Well, here's a fun fact. David Do you know, you may, who created the AARP and why?
Probably some president. I have no idea.
Nope. Guys, what do you think? Who do you think created the American Association of Retired People in the great United States of America? Anybody have an idea? Who created it and why?
A really old person.
Was it Roosevelt?
No.
Sorry.
I don't know who created it. but
FDR?
Somebody said they don't know who created it. Nope. But what was it? Who was saying it? I don't know who created it, but
I
but
said FDR. I don't know.
No, LBJ maybe. No, because it was born in the 60s, right? So LBJ?
it was created to save the government money for elder care or medical related elder care. But who the president was, I am hard pressed to say.
Well, you can fact check me on this. My understanding is the AARP was an incredibly brilliant stage and microphone created by Colonial Penn Insurance. So they could sell insurance and other financial products to the elderly. So they created the American Association of Retired People, and they used it as an ecosystem merging platform. And we see this incredible organization, right? And it was designed to sell life insurance. I'm not saying it's a bad thing at all, right? But it's an incredible example of using the concept of ecosystem merging, the power of the stage and the microphone to create an amazing tool to generate sales meetings. So that is my fun fact for today.
Interesting.
Check
Yes.
you out with this business trivia, Sean.
I found out who created it.
It's what we teach here, by the way. So, thank you. So extraordinary.
She was like a retired high school principal, by the way, the person who created it, who actually founded it.
Is that right?
Yeah, and it was about the private health insurance. You're absolutely right.
Yeah. So I was fact checked correctly. Is that right?
Yeah, it was Dr. Ethel Percy Andrus, a retired high school principal.
And he was selling private life insurance.
It was
Right?
a she. It was a she.
Look at that.
Promote
Amazing.
the productivity of retired teachers for health insurance. Yes.
Amazing. All right. Thank you for that fact check. David, thank you for being here. Vivian, some more fine folks.
Yes, we do. We have Kenneth Barth in from San Diego, California.
Left Coast is in the
Thank
house.
you.
Left
I
Coast is
never had my name introduced with such enthusiasm. Thank you.
What do you get the rest of your amazingness, my friend? Vivian.
Armed with an MBA in finance, he went on to get his juris and studied at Oxford for a summer law program with a focus on real estate. From then, he became an employee pensions plan specialist to an attorney and real estate broker and worked on civil, criminal, and landlord tenant issues. Today, he owns his own law firm, Kenneth Barth and Associates in San Diego. So welcome, Kenneth Barth.
Kenneth, thank you for being here today.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, Oxford, brother. Like, that's a fun fact. But how about your
Yeah.
fun? We'll ask about Oxford.
Oh, a fun fact. Yes, it actually ties into Steve's profession. As a kid, there was a famous park. I grew up in Youngstown, Ohio. It was in Mill Creek Park. It was a famous park there. And it was inundated with poison ivy. And he'd lead us through the trails. And he'd always, at the end of the trail, he'd take the poison ivy and put it in his mouth and eat it. And he was never had any reaction to it. We were all in awe. Wow, how could, he says, but don't do it. Don't do what I have done, please.
So you saying he developed immunity by eating
I don't
it?
know, but we were all, that was like one of the most amazing things as kids. If you take it and just digest it and everyone would just look, because I'm fine, And
That is a
superpower.
Sean, have you ever had poison ivy?
I have had poison ivy, Vivian. Yes, I have. I have not had poison sumac, but I've had poison ivy. Yes. And so, Kenneth, coming from San Diego, what is your relationship with the ocean?
with the ocean, I like it. I mean, I'm not a big, I like to walk along the beaches and I'm not a big, in terms of going into the water, I don't really do that as much as some of my friends were into the surfing and they take me and they check the waves. I said, wow, it's interesting, but it's not really something that's fascinating me. But I love the ocean. It's we're right near some beautiful oceans, the beaches, Del Mar, Coronado, I think is ranked one of the highest in the country. But I don't do much in the ocean. When I go to New Hampshire, we walk around the Lake Winnipesaukee. So it's more into the lakes as far as getting in and it's great exercise.
Absolutely. And Kenneth, my fun fact for today is the last time I saw our role player today, we were on the beach in Coronado and I was surfing with one of our friends.
Oh, wow.
A fun day. That was only a few months ago. So it's an amazing part of the world, obviously, you live in. Final question is this. When you were at Oxford, there's like a Rob Lowe movie. I think it's called Oxford
Oh.
Blue. Did you ever see it?
I've heard of it. I don't recall it though.
So were you like forced into like crewing events against your like the local brethren and they were trying to beat you as an American? Like, did you have any of these Rob Lowe dynamics going on, Ken?
No, people were very friendly. It was very friendly atmosphere. Didn't sense any hostility. The food was bad. They used to say it's a good place to go if you want to be on a diet. And the beer was warm at the time. So.
Kenneth, thank you for being here today. So Vivian, we got one more person to rock it out with David and Kenneth today.
Oh my God, we have Irv Erkin in from Princeton, New Jersey in the house.
We had two names of a
Financial
bunch of
advice.
people from the East Coast. So yeah, like East Coastness, please.
Financial advisor at Northwestern Mutual, Irv wished that when he began his career with the family hardware store in his teens, that someone would have given him the tools he needed, and not the ones that are on the shelf, but tools in financial planning, which is why for nearly 20 years now, he consults and empowers small businesses and young families to build, plan, and preserve wealth for a brighter future to come. So welcome, Irv Erkin.
That
Irv.
sounds good to me.
Thank you for being here. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
All right. Well, how is from the great area of New Jersey and Princeton? How are things, and what is your fun fact?
Things are pretty good here. We've got a lot of snow outside, and it's cold. We're supposed to get more on Sunday. Yay! That means you're getting it too, if you're in New Jersey.
Yes.
And my fun fact, I had a bunch of fun facts, but the one that I share that always gets the ooze from people is that the hardware store was there for 65 years. And it was there until 4 Home Depots opened up, and it's not anymore. So I went into financial planning and services, and that was good. But the hardware store I went into after college, I was going to law school, and my father died. And my mother and father ran the business together, so she asked for help, and I ended up staying and getting involved in the town and ran for office and got elected. And I was the council president and the police commissioner. It was a lot of fun. But my fun fact is that the hardware store had a lot of.
When you were a police commissioner, did you have a bat signal?
No, but I have a gold shield badge that I still have that gets me out of trouble if I go too fast.
You have to make the signal.
But, the hardware store had a lot of amazing people as customers, and one of the fun facts is Einstein had a charge account. And everybody goes, wow, that's cool. And I said, I have an Einstein story, which is going to be another 30 seconds, if that's okay.
Yeah, please. Yeah.
Okay. So anyway, the electricity had gone out in Einstein's house on Mercer Street on the first floor.
Albert Einstein?
Albert Einstein.
Okay.
The Albert Einstein, yeah. And he called up my mother, who he was friends with, and asked her for the name of an electrician because he just wanted to get the darn thing fixed. The Institute for Advanced Study was supposed to take care of it, and they hadn't come by. And he was just getting irritated. He was going to pay him, get reimbursed. So she sent him the name of this man named Reuben Johnson, who showed up, and he told my mother the story later, and he knocks on the door and he's let in, and he goes down into the basement, and Einstein's sitting in the living room waiting for this to get fixed. And he opens up the box, and there's a blown circuit breaker, not tripped, blown. So he shuts the power off, he unscrews the terminals, he takes out the bad circuit breaker, he pops in a new one, he wraps the wires around the terminal screws, tightens them down, turns the switch on. The whole thing took 5 minutes. So he walks upstairs, and for the first time in 3 days, clicks the switch, and it goes, okay, Dr. Einstein, all fixed. And he looks at him and goes, Mr. Johnson, you are a genius. And it was like, wow. Wow, the ultimate compliment.
How fun is that?
Nice.
Thank you for sharing.
Yeah,
Appreciate you being here today.
thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. And Vivian, we got a role player to like hit it with these rock stars because this is like a testosterone-filled day on the Real Raw. Uncommon. What's going on? So Vivian.
Oh, this is so amazing. I'm so glad I'm leaving you with Lorelai. You may know Lorelai as the producer of The Real Raw, but what you don't know is that she's also the founder and designer of Bella Roche. Are you wearing any of them today? Any
I
beautiful-
am.
Look
I
at
have
that.
some here.
Her jewelry designs have been worn by top celebrities in Hollywood and have been featured in Fashion Week LA. Lorelai can add TV celebrity status to herself. She starred in 3 seasons of The Real Housewives of Orange County. I know you're all interested. I know you're going to Google this later. Lorelai also leads a high-level mastermind, which includes the inner circles of Tony Robbins, thought leaders, and powerful speakers. But her life mission is to guide others out of childhood trauma like she did. She shares her story on Steven Tyler's media platform, a pending memoir, and her podcast titled Triumph Over Trauma. For her superpower is that she is the connector to the untouchables. Welcome, Lorelai.
Thank you, Vivian.
Connector to the Untouchables. How are you doing today, Lorelai?
I'm wonderful, thank you.
All right, awesome. You ready to hit this thing? What's your fun fact?
Okay, fun fact is I crashed an exclusive business event that a very famous business motivational speaker was speaking at in Orange County. I wanted to test my power of influence. And I was like, I am getting in here. I'm supposed to be here. So the woman at the desk, I said, yeah, I was invited by him, the person that was on stage. And she goes to this speaker and says, that girl over there, her name's Lorelai. She said that you invited her. And they're like, let her in. So I was like, I needed
Lorelai?
to.
Who was it, Lorelai?
I am not saying the name.
Awesome.
That's under wraps.
Yes, Under Wraps, Unblinded After Dark, take 2. We'll talk about that later. So Lorelai, actually Vivian, what are you doing here?
Oh my goodness, this is The Real Raw. This is an experiential platform. And Sean Callaghan created the formula for the past 23 years, curating it so that you can all see how influence is a superpower. So your aim as contestants is to step onto the stage and grab the mic, show your authentic self with a hotbed of talent in front of you, and align your purpose with others organically. That way, you'll end up making more money in less time with more magic because you'll form ecosystems. And you have Sean here to guide you through all of this because Sean is not just any Sean. He is only one of 2 lawyers out of 1.2 million in America to win 2 top 100 national jury verdicts and the only one that is blind. He's also one of the top influencers in the world who appears on national TV. And of course, as you know, he's the chief visionary officer here at Unblinded. I love you, Sean.
Love you too, Lorelai. You are extraordinary. Wouldn't everybody like to have Lorelai like running around? I mean, Vivian running around all day. Of course, Lorelai as well, because she is the connector to the Untouchables. But Vivian introducing, bringing energy and her awesomeness. So Vivian has her show Dishing It. Love you, Vivian. You're extraordinary, and thank you for launching us to yet another day of The Real Raw.
Have fun, everyone. Mwah! Ciao.
Lorelai, who's going first?
I think it will be Fady.
Fadie's in the house. Fadie, Lorelai could be anybody you want her to be. She could be herself. She could be an ideal avatar of a client or any specific person.
That's
to keep
fine.
things going from hello to yes. 6 minutes to do so. Fadie, who would you like Lorelai to be?
Oh, who would I like you to be?
Yes.
A small business owner looking to get good loans.
Lorelai,
business.
small
Looking to
business
expand.
owner looking for good loans. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Take us in.
Hello, Fady. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing, Lorelai?
Good, thank you.
Nice to meet you.
You too.
Want me to start?
Yes, yes.
Okay, great.
What can I
So
help you with?
Lorelai, I understand you were looking for a loan to expand your business currently.
Yes. Mhm.
What kind of work do you do?
Well, I have a jewelry business and I'm looking to expand that. And I have my own store that I just opened and I'm going to be opening more. So there's some complexities surrounding that.
Okay, so with looking to purchase a store, were you looking to open up with purchasing additional property, or were you looking to increase inventory, marketing? What were you looking to use money for exactly?
For some marketing as well as just the setting up of the store and possibly too and that kind of thing. So yeah, inventory, marketing, different things to have that set up.
Were you looking to purchase property?
In actually LA, Los Angeles.
Okay, for your business. Do you currently own property?
Yes.
Okay, great. Excellent. Let me ask you, how do you currently market your business?
Through different means, you know, I have my website and social media. And then when there was no COVID, I would do different live events and, you know, Fashion Week LA, and also at the Show Mart and in Vegas shows, different shows is a key
Great.
component.
What are you looking to do different this time? What are you looking to do with this money that you're looking to borrow at the current moment?
Well, this is when it comes to pivoting with COVID. So I'm looking to hire a lot of people and different aspects. So just a lot of growth.
Okay, great.
Laurel, I get a quick phone call. Could you take a quick pause?
Oh yeah, actually, I'm so sorry, but I have a call coming in. I will get right
worries,
back to you.
worries.
Thank you.
All right.
Fady, excellent job. Complete with round one. Come back for 3 minutes in round two. Fady, how did that feel for you?
Normal. I do this on a regular basis. Normal. I mean, I enjoy doing this. I like to find out what my clients' needs are. You know, the person that I'm talking to, what they're looking for, just so I can, you know, bring them to the best ideas and the best, you know, to give them the best advice that's possible. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
so I try to find out what their needs are, what they're looking to do, how they're looking to expand, where I could add value.
Awesome. Fady, excellent. We're back for round two. Steve, are you ready?
I am ready. I'm itching for this.
A little bit of poison ivy or sumac or no?
Well, sumac is a rare bird, you know. It's kind of like I've been in the business all my life and I've only encountered sumac once in all my travels.
Extraordinary.
Yeah.
Extraordinary. Who would you like Lorelei to be?
Okay, you're a property owner. You have several acres, 3, 5, 10 acres, whatever you like. You got a stream, you got a lake, you got pets, you got little kids. You like to run through the woods and you hate poison ivy.
And Lorelei does
and-
like to run through the woods. Steve, we're ready. Lorelei, take us in.
Hello, Steve. Thank you for meeting with me.
Hi, Lorelei. Glad to meet you. How's everything today?
It's great. It's great. Thank you.
Well, great. I'm glad you gave me a call. Obviously, I know you have poison ivy. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here talking to you.
Mhm.
So,
And I think you have poison ivy.
yeah, well, sometimes I do that just to give the mirroring image. It's a
All right.
subliminal, and it works beautifully.
Okay.
What I like to play is upon the pressure points or the pain points. So, tell me a little bit more about your problem that you have with poison ivy.
Well, the problem is I have animals, I have young children, and it is just everywhere. And I'm kind of flipping out because I've never had this problem. And I'm worried about a lot of different aspects, but health and so yeah, it's an issue. It's just everywhere.
I understand. So, it's a primary concern. And did you know your pets actually don't get poison ivy, but they can bring it in and transfer it to you or for their fur?
No.
Yeah, it's a real
Interesting.
problem. And I see that just by looking at your property right now that you have quite a bit of underbrush, mostly comprised of poison ivy and vines growing up the trees.
Mhm.
So in order for us to get rid of your problem so that we don't poison the landscape or contaminate the water and safeguard your health of your children, what we do is we do it chemically free. We don't use any toxic chemicals whatsoever. So you can be rest assured that once the job is done, you'll have a safe environment, being that there'll be no toxic chemical residue and there'll be no poison ivy because it'll all be gone. Isn't that great?
That's great, but I'd like to know, I mean, how is it you do that? How is that possible?
Well, I've been doing this for over 45 years, and we've perfected ways to physically, manually dig it out and remove it from your property. And we guarantee a work against regrowth.
Interesting.
So after looking at your job, it's going to be about a $5,000 job. It's going to take about 2 to 3 days for us to complete.
Mhm. I would really love to know a little bit more about your process, actually, and
Oh, you got a quick phone call? You
oh,
can-
actually, I'm sorry, I have a call coming in. Can I get right back to you? Okay.
Sure, you can do
Thank
that.
you.
You can
Thank
do that.
you.
Excellent. Steve, how many people have you had call you? What's the percentage of people that call you after they have a problem versus before?
That's a great
Mm.
observation, and there's this right. Though I would say probably looking at 40%.
So a huge number of people wait too long to get your services. Am I hearing that?
Absolutely, they've already gotten it, or someone in the family has contracted the rash, and now they're trying to do put out the fire.
All right. So let's go to our amazing judges for today. And we're going to have 30 seconds of feedback on the rapport building, like the opening of listening, the depth of connection. Because remember, it's not like, yes, I had a rapport, no, I didn't. It's the depth and level. And there's exponential differences as you rise in mastery. Quick footnote, we ran before one of our top 100 national jury verdicts, which in fact is still the top verdict in the last decade in the state of Arizona. Our first mock trial we ran, we had verdicts of $3 million, $4 million, and $5 million about 2.5 weeks before trial. I said to our team, this is not going to cut it. We've got to get this going. There's a business breakup case, all kinds of craziness, breach of fiduciary duty, et cetera. By making some micro distinction shifts between the first round of mock trials and the second round, we had $17 million, $27 million, $37 million verdicts. And actually a trial ended up with a $27.6 million verdict. The point to that story is you could feel like you got it, but the difference can be exponential in how things land or influence. So with that said, scale 1 to 10 is going to be the feedback after 30 seconds of what worked, what could be optimized. David, what do you have to share for Steve? Let's actually for Fady first.
Well, I was paying attention to Steve. I thought Steve was very live and vivacious and active and was engaging and asking questions to close in the funnel of what Lorelei wanted. You do raise a good point that it's very difficult to sell a product pre-sale, especially when I don't worry about poison ivy in my house until after I have it. So it does make it very difficult to do that. But I did like the way he had the funnel, he had the questions ready. So it seemed like he was doing a good job, and I'm out of time. Sorry, Fady.
Excellent. And what'd you have for Fady?
Oh, well, I thought Fady was very relaxed and, knew what he was doing. And as you said, he's done it before, which is good, but I think Fady should stand up possibly when he talks. I mean, I'm actually sitting in my couch, sitting here hanging out, and I don't ever talk to a client sitting down. I always talk to my clients standing up. That's just one of those rules I have. I stand up, I know what's going on. They can hear it in your voice right away. So that's, that's it.
Awesome.
And your
And
score
whichever-
is? Your score?
Out of what? I didn't know I was supposed to score them.
Yeah, 1 to 10.
Oh, I
Mhm.
think they were both fine. I mean, 5. I have no idea. I mean, I compared to what, I think Steve did a slightly better job than Fady, but I wasn't really, again, it was interesting because like you said, it is a little difficult for Steve to sell a product to a thing. I mean, again, I have a house, I've got, 2 acres of land, and I know I've got poison ivy in the back and poison oak, and I've got dogs, and I don't care. Do you know what I'm saying? Because we've never gotten it, and we've lived here 20 years. And the dog's running it every day, and I don't have it, and I don't have to worry about it. So
what we're comparing is like a level 10 gravitational pull, being like, I don't want this person to leave my site. I feel a depth of connection. Oprah Winfrey said that the reason she held the microphone for 30,000 people was she said, I see you, I hear you, and what you say matters. So regardless of what we're offering, how we're connecting is critical. So it's like on that scale of 1 to 10, a 1 being like I'm running it away, a 10 being like this person is magical. I have to talk to this human. And so that's the scale. So
well, I'm a very lively person, and I just thought Steve was just, again, comparing them to each other. I think, Steve was just more lively, and therefore I'll give him a 6 and give Fatty a 5. That's all.
okay.
I don't know. I mean, maybe we'll see in a second time. He'll do some training, and we'll see how they change, and I can change my scores then.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you for that feedback. Kenneth, what do you have, sir?
You're muted.
Thank you. I thought Fetty was very relaxed, and I enjoyed listening to him. I liked that he wasn't high pressured, and he has general questions, and tried to really feel out her needs in terms of the loan that she might need. Like David Steiner, the judge, said, I thought he could have probably exuded a little more enthusiasm like Vivian. If he could do half of that, it'd be great. Because I mean, I would emulate to try to be that way myself. So, but I thought he did a good job. And
Your score is?
pardon me?
What is your score?
My 8.6.
Nice, Kenneth. And what did you have for Steve, please?
Yes, Steve, I thought, well, right from the get-go, he was very humorous. I think with he was rubbing his body, and was that really, I found it was very entertaining, which is a good thing. And I liked, he had a lot of charm and, a lot of likability. And I thought he was very informative too. Like, not just, he's going to get rid of the poison ivy, he also explained how it could be transmitted, which to me was very informative. And I thought he did a good job. I think I might not have just said 5,000, thrown it out like that, but maybe, because I know people get sensitive to these figures, but.
And your score is?
9.
Nice, excellent. Thank you, Kenneth. And Irv, what do you got?
This whole setup reminds me of the television show Bull. I don't know if you ever watch it, where he's a jury analyst, and he's the one who decides how people are reacting to things and how the witnesses and the attorneys should change their dynamic.
My mom was a huge fan of Bull, so I am present to the Bull dynamic. Yes.
Yeah. So anyway, I like the fact that both of them were asking questions. I hate to be sold. I want people to be interested in me and what my problem is if they're talking to me about something. And I do that with my clients too. I ask questions. I don't give, this is what you're going to get. Although all that being said, Steve's addition of what his technique was going to be was good. And I thought they both did well. I think Steve was a little smoother. I would give him a 9. I give Fetty an 8.5.
Nice. Well, thank you, Irv, for that feedback. And we are ready for round 2, Fady and Steve. We're going to switch order. Steve, are you ready to go?
I am ready. I'm chomping at the bit.
Lorelai's back, and you don't even want to begin to think about what's going on with her poison ivy. Please, thank you.
Okay. Are we picking up on the
Yeah.
same scenario?
Yeah.
as before?
Continue it from where you were. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, thanks for waiting, Steve.
Sure. So while you were on your taking care of whatever you had to do, I took a look. I took the liberty to look around your property. I hope you don't mind.
Oh, no.
Okay,
Thank
good,
you.
good. So I was able to get a good size up of the complexity of your problem. And just so that you're aware, because you have water on the property, it's going to present itself down the road that you're going to have poison ivy come back again. So, and the reason I'm sharing this with you is that,
How quickly does it come back?
well, it could take 18 months realistically. But the reason I'm discussing this with you and sharing this with you now to make you aware of it is that it's something that you're going to want to have to address periodically from time to time. Once the initial cleanse is done, you're going to have to be on some kind of a service contract to prevent any major resurgent regrowth. Do you have any questions?
Yes. So what does that look like when you come back? Is that digging more? Is it trimming? And so I want to understand a bit more. When you come in, is it a matter of just digging it up so there's no spraying? There's nothing, obviously, it's environmentally friendly. That's your company. I just wanted more clarification.
Yeah, so what we strive to do is, one, the primary concern is obviously keeping your family and pets safe at all costs. So, and then secondarily, of course, we want to remove all the poison ivy, since that's the bone of contention or the point of contact. So the men will come in, the trained teams will come in to physically locate the poison ivy wherever it's found growing, remove it not only from the ground, but dig out the roots that are in the ground to prevent against regrowth. And then anything that's growing up, any of the tree canopy, the trees themselves, also will be removed so that you'll have safe haven. You can maneuver through the woods and the pathways without having to worry about that you may have come in contact inadvertently with some poison ivy. And what we also do is we are capable of providing you with a poison ivy identification poster so that in the event that you're not aware of what poison ivy looks like, we're going to give this to you to put it in your garage, your garden shed, whatever. So it'll serve as a constant reminder, as a refresher.
That's amazing. Yeah, I really love that you care about the environment and not with the spray. So it's intriguing.
Well, great. I'm glad that you like that approach. And it's something that I've learned over the years. It's so important. And I understand how painful poison ivy can be. Have you ever had poison ivy?
When I was a kid, but you know what? I have to get on another call. I'm so sorry. I'll be right back.
Okay, well, I'll see you in a little bit.
Steve, you are fun. Excellent job, my friend.
Thank you.
Yep. Fady, you're ready to go.
I'm ready.
Lorelai is back, and she needs like what you got. So let's go.
All right. Hi, Lorelai. I just have a couple of, hey, thank you for coming back. I just had a couple of more questions for you. What's your credit score like?
Oh, it's great.
Okay,
Yeah.
great. When was the last time you checked it?
I checked it about probably 6 months.
You stay between 6 and 7, 7 and 8. Where do you stand?
Oh, it's like, yeah, above 8.
And how much capital were you looking for?
I think probably $1 million.
Okay,
Yeah.
great. Excellent. Revenue, last 12 months, gross revenue, what does that look like?
Yeah, I have to just look in. I wanted to ask you some questions as well.
Sure.
So I wanted to find more about your background in terms of, how long you've been. We've just met, so I want to know more about
great.
your company and whatnot.
Yeah, sure. So I'm a certified financial planner. I've been in the financial planning industry for over 20 years. I've dealt with a lot of small business owners, and I found that they had a lot of needs for lending advice, and there's a lot of predators out there, and a lot of honest lending advice, and that's what I found my niche to be, is to give the best advice to my merchants. At the same time, I found that they've had a lot of issues with credit to get the best loans, and that's why predatory lenders have been taking advantage of them. So I was able to find a niche to do credit repair for my merchants and help them out. I could delete a lot of derogatory information off of their credit reports and set them up for the pristine loans that they deserve, rather than get these predatory loans that are 30, 40% like the cash advances. So there was a big need for my niche, and I'm filling that. And I find it to be very rewarding for me and my group.
Oh, well, I like that you care about your clients and you care about that portion of it. It's impressive.
Yeah, great. So listen, just based on what you're telling me, if you're looking to buy property, I think the SBA 7A loan would probably be one of the best fits for you. It's the creme de la creme loans that, as a business owner, that you can get. Depending on your time frame, we could probably close on the loan. It depends on the property that you're closing, anywhere from 35 to 90 days, depending on the closing and appraisals and whatnot. And you're looking at an interest rate of about 6%. And if you're tying it to property, you're looking at a 30-year term. If you're not tying it to property, it's only a 10-year term. That's why I asked you if you were looking to purchase property.
Mm-hmm.
What I could do is I could send out the documents that are needed. All I need is your email.
Okay, yeah, I'll have a look at it and then get back.
Yeah, sure. I'll follow up with that. No worries.
All right. Fady, excellent job, man. How did that feel for you?
What I do every day. Awesome. I love it.
So can we drop in for a second? And would you give me the honor and permission of playing you for a second, and you could play a small business owner?
Me? Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. And how about you're Joe, the small business owner, and yeah, and you're kind of in a tight spot, like same scenario as Lorelai. Sound good?
Okay, great. All right.
Yeah. Hey Joe, I know you only have 3 minutes, and I know that there's a million things going on in your life. You have a ton of options and overwhelmed with all these people coming at you. So thanks for entertaining this conversation to see if we're aligned, to have a longer conversation. So I appreciate it.
Yeah, no worries, man. Thank you.
Hey, well, COVID, like snowstorms, I know we're here in Jersey. Like, how you doing with all the things that are going on? I know you're in a service business, and it's tough to get out to clients, and just major challenge.
Like how you
I'm lucky. I'm lucky I'm in an industry that, all my employees are remote, and as well as I could be remote. So we're very lucky that we're still cranking.
Awesome. Well, thanks. And just in this like short window that we have, a question I ask all of my clients or potential clients is why you do what you do? What's it all about, and where's it all going? Like, what's the vision? Why do you do what you do? Because I believe so much that energy like drives business. Like people think about business plans and dynamics, but the energy of the leader, especially in a small business, is so important. And like, what drives you? Dave?
Absolutely. Well, I'm glad you asked that. I've been a financial planner for many years, and I went into the lending industry and found it to be very predatory. And when I saw what was going on in some of the firms that I worked at, I decided that there's a need for honesty. I decided that there's a need for integrity. I also saw that there's an opportunity that I could create a turnkey business for, especially with COVID, for stay-at-home moms and people who want to work remotely. And this is what my vision is. I'd like to expand all across the country under my new age capital and help out those who want to stay home and work and make six-figure incomes, as well as the merchants that are getting crushed by predatory loans, and get some honest advice.
Extraordinary. So I see the vision. I know you got some cash flow challenges, Joe. And so the work that we sit in the space of is helping small business owners like yourself launch forward at reasonable rates. But the critical piece of this is, people have money. What we do in this space is we support like absolute clarity in how you put a structure together to utilize the capital effectively, finding like holes and leaks in the business to give you a much greater chance of growth. So how does that resonate for you?
I have a pretty good business plan. I'm pretty, I have pretty extensive documentations and planning in place. So I do have, and you know what? It's forever a learning curve. You never know everything all at once, but I do have some good numbers in place and some good ideas in place to keep my costs low and keep the business growing.
Yeah, extraordinary. In those last few seconds, can I give you a quick thought, a possibility?
Yeah, absolutely.
So have you ever heard this, that are you familiar with like the income levels of people in the US and how it shifts? Like the higher up the chain you go, there's like dramatic exponential changes once you've achieved a certain level. Do you kind of get that sense or no?
Absolutely.
Yeah, like so if you're 99th percentile, 95th percentile, you make $400,000. The 99th percentile, 95th, 150,000, 99th, 400,000, 99.9, 1.7 million, 99.99, 7.8 million, 99.999, $56 million. Why do I share that and take a little bit more of your time than we said? I share that because in those micro distinctions, once something's already great, as you rise in mastery, exponentiality occurs. That's why like Oprah is Oprah, and somebody who looks amazing, is incredibly dynamic, just kind of had a show that lasted for 2 years and we don't know their name. Oprah's worth $2 billion and somebody else might be worth $1 million that was like there for just a little bit. So the space that we operate in is, and we'll just be capital source for sure, but there's so much more that we can provide in those micro distinctions to give you, again, those like masterful acceleration. So if that resonates with you, I'd love to have a longer call. If it doesn't, I completely understand. How does that?
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's amazing. Thank you.
Awesome. All right. Fady, thank you so much. That was fun, like reversing a little bit. How did that feel for you? And is that what you do with people? I heard you double businesses and it's extraordinary. So
I try to connect. You see, it's a little bit different here, but that's what I do. That's like my niche is like, I'm really good with clients. I do connect with them on a personal level. I do give them advice outside of what I do.
And that's what I'm hearing, because I was being you. So it is what you do, correct?
Yeah, I do. I form great relationships. My clients, they come to me. They don't go anywhere else.
Outstanding.
Someone else calls them, they come to me. They say, hey, this guy called me. What do you think?
Awesome. Well, appreciate that, Fady. Excellent work.
I appreciate it too. Thank you.
Yeah. So let's reverse it up. So let's start with Irv. Irv, what feedback did you have for, you can take Fady first or Steve first, whatever you'd like to do.
I thought they both did great. I thought they were they were there for the people, they were talking to them, and it was a sense that there was some rapport going on, that they actually cared about what was going on. They weren't just giving them a product. They were looking at how the person was going to feel when they're done and they're not there, what the product was going to do. Or that the loan would help Lorelei get her business where she wanted. So I thought they both did great. I've given both 9s.
Nice. Excellent job. Irv, thank you so much for being here today, man.
Yeah, thank you.
How was your day on the Real Raw?
How is my?
How was today on the Real Raw?
Good.
All right. Well, thank you for being here. Kenneth, how are you? And what'd you have for these fine folks?
Kenneth, you're on mute.
I unmuted because my computer makes all these bells. I hate it to disrupt anything. Anyway, I thought Fetty was very good this time. I liked him much better. He was very factual, and he asked the right questions to determine her credit worthiness. And I thought he was also very likable. So I thought I gave him a 9 this time.
Nice. Excellent. How about for Steve?
Yes, Steve continued as well like last time. He was very interesting, and he discussed he had a good closing, and got down to the specifics, and he seemed hit the main toxic issues and pet issues, and I thought those were all critical. So I liked him as well, and I gave him a 9 also.
Thank you, Kenneth, and thanks for being here. How was your day today here?
It was today was good, and every day is good.
Excellent. How was your day on the Real Raw, like here with us today?
Oh, always very stimulating, and something that's extraordinary in some respects.
Well, thank you for being here, Kenneth. And finally, David, what do you got, my friend?
Again, I think Steve's product lends itself to a sales funnel much easier. And I think the need is more difficult, whereas Fatty's product seems to be more open. It seems that, people are calling Fatty for a product they need already. In other words, I know I need a mortgage, for example. I need business lending. I need credit repair. So I'm already calling him. So the sales is a little bit easier. So his funnel is much more flat or open, whereas Steve's is much more zeroed in. My other hand is there. You can't see it, but my other hand is going in as a funnel. And is much more, closed oriented and leading the client to the yes. And Steve also does offer the trial closes along the way, like, oh, you need this. So again, I'm gonna I'll because everyone else gave higher scores than me. I didn't know one first, so I'll raise Steve to an 8 and Fatty to a 7.
Well, David, thanks so much for being here today. How was your day on the Real Raw?
It was fine.
Yeah, excellent. Lorelei, final.
Final is I'm present too, just thinking about how impactful it is to create experiences and how you can create an experience anywhere. And it's wonderful to have you all. And would we like to talk about the Clubhouse experience that we've been doing in the morning?
So actually, let's go final this. Fady, how was your day here today on the Real Raw?
Oh, I enjoyed this very well. Nice. I like it.
You did a great job. And Steve, great job as well. Hopefully you enjoyed yourself. Steve there?
You're muted.
Sorry, I love the feedback. Thank you for having me. I love the feedback. And at the same time, I'm thinking internally in my internal game. So I'm drawing upon all these other little things that I didn't touch on or didn't incorporate into my presentation to try to drag them down into a more concise points that I want to embellish upon when I make my presentation. So thank you for challenging me and making me be better at my next game.
Steve did a fantastic job. Appreciate being here today. Lorelei, thank you so much. Every Monday night, 7 p.m., we do What is Unblinded, Why Real Raw, like how this is all happening and the experiential relationship developing dynamics that it is. We really appreciate all of you. We are putting out a quick warning on Clubhouse. People have gone off the reservation, over the edge of the cliff, and the amount of time they're spending there. So some of the cutting edge marketing dynamics that we're sharing here is how to leverage that platform optimally, because it's an incredible platform when used correctly. And the bottom line dynamic is There's exponential potential in all of our businesses. We sit here in that space because we are all blind in one way or another. And Lorelai,
And just learning to see.
thank you guys for being here. Have a great day.
Thank you.